This segment is sponsored by Petland.
Welcome back. I'm joined by Ron from Petland. Ron, very interesting question, but I think a lot of people want to know, do dogs dream?
Awesome. We love being around our dogs and all that kind of stuff. And then when we look at them when they're sleeping, they do crazy things. And if you haven't done it, start watching your dog when they're sleeping. And they actually kind of act like us when we're sleeping. And so some of the same things are happening. So there was a rat experience, and I know my dog is not a rat kind of thing, but there was some sleep experiments on rats a long time ago. And so they started there, and then they started doing other experiments with dogs and then learning more things. They found out that dogs have a very similar sleep cycle like we do. We have our mildly awake, and then we go into REM, and then we go into deep sleeps. They do something very similar to that. If you don't know this yet, but when you're sleeping, your body has, I think it's at the back of the skull area called pons, and that inhibits large muscle ability. So small muscles get to go, hearts and all that kind of stuff. But big muscles, we get them disengaged on us. Well, the dogs have the same thing. So as the dog is developing, so a puppy has, they're not as well developed. And then also adult dogs or elderly dogs, theirs is not as well developed. So you're going to see more muscle twitching and stuff when they're sleeping in the puppies and in the older dogs. In this research that they did on the dogs, they actually disabled that pons. So now the big muscles can work. And they observed, what did the dog do? They do the same thing on humans, by the way. So it's not anything crazy. So the researchers found out that small dogs have shorter dreams, but more frequent dreams. So you'll see your dog have one type of behavior dreaming and then another type of behavior dreaming. And that's just going through the different dreams. And then the larger dogs have less dreams, but they're longer. So kind of interesting from small to big. They also saw that like pointers, the hunting dogs that are trained to point and they kind of naturally do it, in their sleep they pointed, and it was kind of cool. So they are dreaming of hunting and things. Labradors, guess what they dreamed of? Chasing tennis balls. They were like running after things. Guess what the pugs did? Not that. The pugs are a totally different type of dog kind of thing, and they're funny in their own way. But the labs were more found chasing things and all that kind of stuff. Another question, do they have nightmares? Yeah, they do. And you can tell when they're having a nightmare because it's just very unrestless and everything. And they even found that one dog was nightmaring about bath time. And there was some connections that they made, and they go, gosh, the dog was actually having a nightmare about bath because the dog really hated baths. So the biggest thing with all sleeping behaviors, don't wake a sleeping dog, especially in a nightmare, and be careful anyways. If you don't know it yet, they have this instinct where they bite. And so when you're approaching a sleeping dog, be careful, make some noise, make some movement, wake them up subtly and slowly.
That's right. And we only hope that they dream about us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ron. Now, if you have questions for Ron, give him a call at the number on your screen. That number is 319-535-4206. And as always, this segment is sponsored by Petland.